Okay. Hopefully we can also talk about Spain because I love Spain.
Do you love Spain?
Yeah. I've been to Madrid and Gijón and of course Ibiza.
Okay, Gijón is closer to me because I am living in Galicia, that is a region near to Gijón.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I remember I was there for doing press for American Pie 2 back in 2003. So we went to this bar where they had like is it the apple cider drink where they like balance it on their like foot and pour it from like way high
Sidra,
and
Sidra.
yeah, it was awesome, man.
It's
It
awesome,
was just
yes.
cool. It was cool to go somewhere outside of, Madrid, which everyone goes to Madrid. Everyone goes to Barcelona and Ibiza. So
Yeah, the Madrid, Ibiza, and Barcelona is the typical cities that everyone knows, no? But
right,
yes,
of course.
Asturias, Gijón is beautiful as well.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Okay. On October 19, you have released your new single called Tomorrow's Gonna Hurt. Are you receiving lots of positive feedback from your fans? Do you feel that your fans really like that single?
Yeah, I got a text message from a friend recently who said, I love you. I love all of your music, but congratulations on your first certifiable hit. So he was basically trying not to offend me by saying that this song is way better than everything else I've
Yeah.
released.
Maybe.
So yeah,
Maybe.
and other than that,
I
it's been a really fun. I just was at the When We Were Young festival playing a couple of side shows in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I
Did
think
did
that
did you play in this festival?
I did two side shows. So I wasn't at the actual festival. I was doing after parties for
Ah,
emo night.
okay.
But they
Okay.
were also still sold out. So there I was with 2,800 people saying, hey, I'm going to play you my brand new song. And they went off on it, having probably heard it for the first time. So, to be in a live environment and get that kind of reaction from people that hadn't heard the song before tells me a lot about the song and how people really, really like it.
Okay, you are happy with it. Okay.
Absolutely.
This single seems to talk about relationship. Can you tell me in more detail what you're trying to get across to the audience with this single?
Yeah, the single for me is kind of twofold. I like to leave things kind of open for interpretation.
Yes.
So that I'm not specifically saying something. For me, it's about the idea of no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what challenges you have, you can take a moment and go have some fun, with your
Okay.
friends. When you do that, of course, you're going to pay for it the next day because you're going to be, late on that deadline on that work project, or you're going to wake up late. There's always a balance of the two. So obviously some people will, take the song just to be face value, which the face value of it is, if you drink with your friends, you're going to be hungover. But the deeper meaning is what I've just explained to you, that, and it's important. It's important to still go have fun because life's always going to have problems.
Yes.
Life's always going to have challenges. We're always going to be, late for something or, behind schedule on something. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't still go have a good time.
So it's a carpe diem message, more or less.
Yeah, seize the day for sure. But with the caveat that you're going to pay for that a little bit, and that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, actually, are you writing original songs for your new studio album, right?
Oh, say that one more time.
Yeah, are you writing new songs for your new album?
Yeah. These I've always, I've collaborated with a lot of people over the years. This current album, I'm the first single I co-wrote with Taylor Carroll, who is the drummer from the band Lit. He also has another band called Chemical Fire, which is him and RJ Hale from Hailstorm.
Yes.
And so there's other collaborations on the album as well, like from Ace Enders from the early November.
Jared
Also Jared
Reddick,
Reddick
no?
from Bowling for Soup. Yeah. So, but I'm always involved in the writing. So no one's just writing for me. They're writing with me.
Ah, okay, with you. Okay. And how did these collaborations with these artists come about? Are your friends or what?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess this kind of all started for me when I was doing songs during like the lockdown time, which we
Okay.
don't need to talk about that.
It's a
But I,
sad
yeah,
history.
exactly. I was doing like I did like 9 singles during that time, and the last single that came out at the end of 2021, I think it was. I had met Ace Enders in the early November at a festival back in like 2015 in the UK, and we stayed in touch. We're became friends.
Okay.
And so Ace hit me up and he goes, "Hey, I really like this last single. I like the direction you're going with your band, and I can see, you know, something that I like to do with you. I'd like to get together and write." So we got together in January, I think, of 2022, and we wrote a song
The
together.
last year.
Yeah, like last year. And so that's gonna be going on the album for sure. But that song kind of sparked it, and I was like, I thought I was just gonna take all those singles from the lockdown period and just make them into an album. But then when I wrote this new song with Ace, I go, okay, those songs are done. They've already come out. Forget about them. And then I like this song is like a new sound that I want to, get into. And then it got me to thinking, well, I'm friends with so many other amazing bands that I'll see if my friends want to write with me. So then, of course, Jared Reddick said yes. And we wrote a great song that's going to probably be the title track called We're Gonna Be Okay. And then I wrote a song with my best friend Matt Kennedy, who is in The Dangerous Summer. And then I'm also supposed to write too, but we haven't been able to coordinate with Tom Higginson from the Plain White T's. So yeah, these are all
Adrian
my
from
friends.
Zebrahead, I guess, no?
From what?
Adrian Estrella from Zebrahead.
From Zebrahead, yes, exactly.
Zebrahead.
We just talked about this because I saw him obviously at the When We Were Young festival, as well as they opened up for Lit a couple of days before the fest. And he's like, dude, I got to text you back. I want to write on this album. I'm so sorry. I'm like, everyone's so busy. It's hard to coordinate, but yeah, it's all going to come together.
Okay. Which is your relationship with the music media? Because I suppose that it's very difficult to you that music media relaying you or seeing in a different way as an actor, no? That music media see you as a musical artist is very difficult to you or not?
The thing I've found that people have a hard time understanding or accepting from me is that I'm going to continue doing both at the same time.
Yes.
Every time somebody finds out that I do music, they think I've quit acting. And that's not been the case. So like currently, yeah, I'm writing for my 7th album. The first single's already come out. I've signed my, first record deal with
Records, your new label, no?
But I also have a new TV series that just dropped on Tubi and Amazon Prime and Amazon Freevee on September 8th. And we're gearing up for, more films and, maybe a second season next year. So I'm just balancing all things, but it's very hard for people to accept that. Like the only other person that I think that's doing this successfully is Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yes.
Yeah. But in his start, when he first started 30 Seconds to Mars, he didn't want to talk about his acting career. He kind of delved into that. I'm saying, listen, I'm doing both. I'm always going to do both. I'm not going to choose one over the other. And maybe someday people will accept this.
How many hours do you sleep per day?
Most days, well, so I'm also a dad. So most days I go to sleep about 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I wake up at about 7 a.m. to take my kids to school. So that, yeah, what's that? Like 4 to 5 hours a night.
Are you father as well?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Oh, how many kids do you have?
Have one kid. In a few minutes, come back from the basketball trainee, and maybe in 5-10 minutes he arrives to home.
How old is your son?
Sorry.
Oh, how old is your kid?
How old? 10 years. 10 years
10
old.
years old.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
my son just turned 12.
12, more or less the same age. Okay.
Yeah, a couple days ago, and my daughter is 7.
7.
And I'm very proud. My kids both play music, and my
Yes.
son is following in my footsteps as an actor. If you saw the last M. Night movie, it was called Old, the one on the beach.
Okay. But
He's the
did they see the American Pie film or not?
no.
Not yet.
Only Rookie of the Year and a Kid in King
Rookie of the
Arthur's
Year.
Court.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I
But yeah,
understand
so
you.
in the M. Night movie, my son is the main actor in the movie Old on the beach where they get old.
Okay.
And then he also is in my new TV series. He plays Tom Arnold's son. Not my son, but Tom Arnold's son.
Okay, okay. Your first album, Without Warning, remind me bands as Nickelback or Three Doors Down. Do you agree?
Yeah, because I grew up more with like the grunge era of music. When I first started playing guitar, it was, Nirvana, Weezer, Green Day, Spin Doctors, Blues Traveler, all that stuff. So yeah, my first album definitely has a very 90s sound for sure.
And then you have changed for pop songs, no? More or less.
Yeah, that kind of happened on my sixth album. I did a cover album, more or less, because I had a song that was on the soundtrack of American Reunion called My Generation that I wrote with the bass player of Puddle of Mud, Damian Starkey, and then on drums was Bobby Amaru, who's now the lead singer of Saliva. But that song's way more pop punk. So on album 6, I ended up covering all my favorite, pop punk bands. And
Okay.
and then from there, I'm kind of springboarding into, a way more pop punk album that I'm writing with Taylor Carroll for sure.
I would like to know your opinion about the last Blink album. What is your opinion?
The newest one that just came out.
Yes, the new that came out the last week.
Yeah, I tried to beat them by one day by putting my single out on the 19th, so I wasn't competing with them on the 20th. But yeah, it's great. I mean, it's full nostalgia. Obviously, the production is, always on point with what they're doing. And yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Okay, nostalgia is item that you sing several times. Maybe when you are a father, nostalgia is useless for us, or it's an important thing in our lives. What do you mean about nostalgia?
I love nostalgia. I love remembering good times, and not in the way that, like, not because I'm happy with where I'm at now, but I love having good memories of the past and, kind of rehashing that just for the sake of like just positive mindset. I don't see it as I love it. I think it's great. And I think it's something that kind of connects a lot of us, because I think there's, especially my generation, we kind of all grew up with, the same sort of things. And I think it's important
you was born in the 80s, no?
Yeah, specifically 1980. So
okay, I was born in 82. More or less is the same age as well.
So we've grown up with the same things.
Yes.
We were in the beginning of our musical journey when we were kids. There was still cassette tapes. And now, bands are releasing stuff on cassette tapes, and people are buying them, and they don't even have a cassette tape player.
Yes. Our sons born in another area with internet and platforms, Spotify and other things that it's different times. I think, not better or worse, I don't know, but it's different times.
For sure. Okay. I mean, it was a good time though, and I think it's it's funny when I don't go out of my way to teach my kids about the nostalgia or technology or things from the past, but every once in a while they'll find something that they're confused about and I have to explain what it is. So
Yes.
my favorite memory of this is my son, who's 12 now. When he was 5, he saw A Kid in King Arthur's Court on VHS on my bookshelf,
VHS.
and he had seen the movie. So he goes, "Oh wow, Dad, they made a book of this?" And I was like, "No, it's a VHS." And I had to open it up and show him like what a VHS tape was. It was really funny.
Yeah, really funny. Yes. Okay, I know that you will play in UK in November. What are your expectations of this tour?
Well, I've been playing in the UK at least once or twice a year since about 2012. So I've done
Okay.
a fair amount of tours over there, and it's always a lot of fun. Really great audiences that keep coming back to the shows, and it's kind of been growing more and more over the years. So I just expect to go there and see my friends and throw some great concerts and have fun.
Okay. Is there any chance to play in Spain in the future?
Absolutely.
Yes. Wow.
I've been close. I was in I guess well, I played a show in 2020 in Portugal, in Porto, because I had my
Wow.
film there. The film Adverse, we premiered at Fantasporto, the film festival. We were the opening night film, which was a big deal
Beautiful
for
place,
us.
Porto. Beautiful
Yeah.
place.
So of course I was like, well, if I'm going to a city for something else, I'm always going to play a show also. So I did. And I know that they've been trying to bring me back to do a tour. It hasn't worked yet. I will be in Germany in March.
Okay.
And then I'll be in Austria for a tour in May and leading up to the SBAM festival, which I'll be playing at. We haven't announced it yet, but consider this an early warning. So with those kind of returns to Europe, I'm hoping that I'll get the chance to play more places in Europe, especially Spain, since I do love my time in Spain, and such great people, of course, great wine, beautiful aesthetics. It's amazing. I love it.
Okay. I hope that you will come in sooner, no? It
Yes,
will be
I hope so
a
too.
great news. Okay, finally, I will ask you about your song My Generation. Was included on the American Pie reunion soundtrack album. It's a nostalgic song. Makes me feel good. Okay, congratulate you about it. What do you think that the movie American Pie was so successful? Because in Spain was a blow up, this film. Why?
There's not usually American high school comedies don't translate properly to other countries and other parts of the world.
Yes.
But this one transcended that for sure. I
In Spain,
remember,
every film was translated. Every film, comedies,
yeah.
yes,
But
dramas,
I mean, like
any
sometimes
film.
they're not as successful because the humor is not on point. Like, but I remember being in Madrid and Gijón and screening American Pie 2. And at this point, the film was just about to come out. So it wasn't dubbed, it was just subtitles. But I remember like the joke would happen and I would hear it, and then the subtitle would be there, and then like there'd just be like a 1 second delay to give everyone time to read the line, and then the laughter. And I just remember being so happy that our humor was, so well received in Spain.
Yeah.
And I think it's because the characters themselves, they have a lot of heart. It's not just a gross out, teen sex comedy. It is that, but it also has heart. And I think that when you have characters that are relatable, that you care about, that you can have both. You can have the gross out teen sex comedy and the relatable, heartfelt characters, and then you get American Pie.
I feel in this way because it's very relatable characters, and it's a universal message for a generation, no? About high school, about girls, about dancing, about parties. And I remember when I watched it the first time in the cinema, and it was remind as a funny time. And for me, it's one of the films that remember with love, because all my friends watch in the same cinema at the same time. And 20, how many years? 20,
Well,
25?
from the first movie. The first movie came out 24 years ago.
Wow.
So I'm planning some cool things for next year with my band to really celebrate the 25th year of the movie. From anywhere to potentially doing a tour with Wheatus over in the UK or maybe Europe, and then as well as I might try to put something really, really big together with some of the amazing bands that are on the first film's soundtrack. So we'll see. We're just in the beginning stages of talking about it. So I may be talking about ideas way too soon.
Okay. Wait for your news. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. For me, it's a pleasure to talk to you. You are one of my teenage idols.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
your
Thank you.
music is fantastic. I wait for your new songs. And our audience, I think that thinks the same as me, because pop punk is not only Blink, a lot of bands that plays pop punk with a high quality, and you are one of them. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
gracias. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.